If I had known that just a small stone could kill my daughter, I would have brought back an empty box. The man in front of me said that as I was about to sign the emergency transfer form. His voice was choked, but he tried to stay calm. I didn't ask any further. As a doctor, after 20 years of practice, I understand that some words do not need further explanation. Just listen, remain silent, and then act. I am Dr.Late life. That day, I was in a routine health checkup for children at a small community health station on the outskirts of Phoenix. There was no warning that I was about to face a ghost from the past, a gift, a bracelet, and a mistake I once brought back from the desert.
The eighth patient of the day is a girl named Lilia, 8 years old, an American of Mexican descent. The shy girl stepped in, hiding behind her father. His name is Marco, a truck mechanic. I asked a few questions, then started checking weight, height, and heart and lung function. Everything is fine, until I saw the red mark on the child's wrist. Small patches of skin, swollen, with streaks like underground channels running beneath the surface. I asked, "Lilia, does this hurt, dear?" Lilia said softly, "Yes, just a little itchy. But it's very beautiful, isn't it, doctor?" "But it's very beautiful, isn't it, doctor?" I was surprised. "Beautiful?" Marco then spoke up, forcing a smile. "The girl has been wearing this bracelet for weeks. Her cousin gave it to her from Arizona. There are red stones, sparkling, looking like precious gems. It's very captivating. He loves it a lot." I looked up closely. The bracelet on Lilia's hand made me stop in my tracks. Not because of the color of the stone, but because of the way the light reflects, revealing the tiny specks inside the gem. Memories from 1995 surged so strongly that I thought I heard a distant click echoing somewhere. I asked, "Do you see if this ring makes any sound?" Lilia, "Yes, there is. Like the sound of gentle rain, only when you wear it for a long time." Marco turned to me. "Is there something serious, doctor?" I didn't answer right away. Instead, I removed the ring, put on gloves, placed it in the metal tray, and turned it towards the inspection light. The hollows on the stone are now clear, along with the pale white layer inside, where the larvae might have resided. I said, "I need to transfer you and your son to the central hospital. The child may have a subcutaneous parasite infection. This type is very rare, but I have encountered it before. This type is very rare, but I have encountered it before." Marco, "Oh my God. It's just a ring, doctor. It's just a ring, doctor." I understand. But I need you to trust me. There are things so small that we don't notice, until it's too late. Until it's too late. I clearly remember the day I returned from the trip in '95. Lisa, my daughter, ran out to greet me, hugging me with laughter. I gave her the red stone bracelet as a token of love. And then just a few days later, she had to be hospitalized. I remember Nancy's gaze, my wife, when she looked at the red mark on our child's wrist. I remember Dr. Wilson's voice saying, "This is not an insect bite. This is a skin parasite. New species. New species." That memory haunts me not only. It shaped my entire life afterwards. I sent a wristband sample to the CDC along with images of baby Lilia's skin. Close to midnight, the results were sent back to me, positive for Trombiculoides deserti eggs, the parasite that almost cost Lisa her life. The species that I thought had been controlled. But now, once again, they have returned, creeping into souvenirs, into harmless gifts. The next day, I went to the hospital to visit Lilia. The child is under mild isolation, taking anti-parasitics, and being closely monitored. Marco sat beside, his eyes dark-circled. Marco, "Dottore, late life. I didn't think that. Such a small gift could be so dangerous." Late life. I didn't think that such a small gift could be so dangerous. I nodded. "I understand. I used to be you. I also once brought home a ring like that. And my daughter also lay here, on the hospital bed, like that little girl. And my daughter also lay here, on the hospital bed, like that little girl.
Marco looked up, stunned for a moment. And now you're a doctor? I smiled gently and said, I didn't choose this profession, but it was the mistakes that chose me. But it was the mistake that chose me. Marco bowed his head, his voice hoarse. Thank you for not overlooking that red mark. I, on the other hand, overlooked it. I took it lightly. I looked over at Lilia. The little girl was playing with a paper ball folded by the nurse. Unbeknownst to her, a father sitting less than 2 meters away was struggling with feelings of guilt. But I know, I have lived with that feeling for nearly half my life. And I also know, only action, only sharing can soothe it. 2 weeks later, Lilia was discharged from the hospital. The skin has healed. The parasite has been completely eradicated. I sent all the case data to the CDC to reactivate the risk alert for souvenirs imported from the desert region. And I called Lisa, now the head of the CDC epidemiology team, to say, I have a new friend. Used to wear a red bracelet, but was saved. But it has been saved. Lisa was silent for a moment, then smiled lightly. Dad has done something else to make me proud. Lisa was silent for a moment, then smiled lightly. Dad just did something that makes me proud. I didn't answer, just softly said, Dad still remembers the click from the past, and still won't allow myself to forget, and still not allowing myself to forget.
I am Dr.Late Life. There are things in life that cannot be healed with medicine, but if you are sober enough, loving enough, you can turn the scar into a lesson. And sometimes saving a child just by stopping, looking more closely at a small gift. Don't underestimate the itch. Don't ignore strange sounds. And especially, don't stay silent when you feel uneasy inside. Because sometimes, that might be the last chance you have to do the right thing. I know, because I almost lost my child and had nothing left to regret.